who are
Yeah, I
just
mean, you got a lot. Yeah, like I said, you got a lot of the
always
guys who've been in
favorites.
the game through since Wings of Liberty. Oh, here we go. We need to do this. You guys want to see the game? You don't want to hear my voice. I'm gonna pause this real quick. We're gonna enable the music. We're gonna. Oop, that's not enabling the music. That is enabling the music. This is a best of three. And in the upper left-hand corner, as I decide to finally get my stream together, it's our teal Terran. It's Kelazhur for Root Gaming.
And he may be clanless, but he's not skillless. Representing himself, it's Hitman. And yeah, Hitman, if you guys don't know, he also is a bit of a... I don't want to say cheesy.
He's a prima donna. I'm kidding.
I don't want to say cheesy, but he does tend to favor those kind of things.
Well, the thing is that, like, a lot of times, like, if you think about it, like, most people, like, really frown on cheese because, like, dang it, I didn't defend that, the match is over with, I didn't get to play my macro game. Yeah, but the thing is, at the same time, is that this game has a viable strategy. One of the things that people need to keep in mind is that scouting is part of this game, like, looking around, recognizing patterns, and you know, for example, you know, it's very easy to scout Protoss when you're like, where's the second pylon? You know, where is that? I don't see it. So you have to scout the entire base, like every nook, every cranny, everything. Like this area up here in the, if we take a look at Hitman's base and you look here at the upper left-hand corner, there's a huge swath where you could practically put an entire base up here, right? You know, but you got to check all those areas to find that second pylon, because if you don't see the second pylon, then you got to be like, where's the proxy? This map is a little less conducive to that, only because it's a 4-player map, so you have to kind of scout cross-map. Not cross-map necessarily, but you have to scout either clockwise or counterclockwise to find which of the bases your opponent's in.
Yeah, and the thing is... sorry, were you
No,
gonna
that's
finish?
fine. I was... Never mind. Talk.
Okay, well, the thing is, we do have the double pylons in the base, so nothing cheesy coming out just yet, but he is on double gas on one base. That tells you
oracles?
something. Yeah, I'm thinking oracles, but if he is going to do that, he probably wants to put some units into that gas, and he is chrono boosting out the probes just so he can
But
do
look
that.
here. Look what's sneaking. That's what's coming in the base very quickly.
Oh yeah, this SCV is going to be so crucial in its scouting. He sees
Yeah.
the double gas, he sees the pylon in the back, he kind of knows that it's there, or if he doesn't know that it's there, he's going to know in a second.
Oh, no, he didn't. He actually moved out. He scouted the cyber core and assumed it was something normal. He did see the 2 gas. He looks for the expansion and doesn't see it. The Nexus actually goes down before the SCV can block it, so either he's going to recognize that there is a double gas set up here and think there's something tricky, but he didn't spot the second pylon, so he might be thinking that there is some sort of proxy going on, and the Reaper's going to probably come in and either confirm his suspicions or, you know, get a little bit of damage in.
Yeah, well, the thing about Reaper scouting is, by the time that Reaper gets in, if you don't see 3 pylons, start searching the maps. And every SCV you got available to search for that proxy, but at the moment he's just kind of hiding the Reaper. Hitman does know where it is, though. So, I mean, he wants to get the scout off, but he doesn't want to die. He wants to get out of there with that Reaper.
Yeah, he needs to make some use of this Reaper, otherwise it's a wasted unit. It's a waste of, you know, 50 gas, 50 minerals. He can't quite sneak back in there. He's going to try to do some poking, but he can't really get back in behind that mineral line, otherwise he'll get shut out. The Stalker is now out. It's going to go ahead and act as a deterrent for the Reaper, because Stalkers do outrange Reapers, though they do not outrun them.
Yeah, so at this point, I mean, Kelazhur kind of knows that that pylon is there, and we do see, ooh, Twilight Council. This is actually what won Hitman that round of 32 match versus, I forget who, I'm not good with trivia, but I mean, this is going to be big if this goes unscouted for way too long here. Kelazhur just safely throws down a bunker. This is kind of what you do versus Protoss anyway, and I mean, he's still in a good position here, setting up for those Widow Mine drops, but I mean, if Hitman can get enough Stalkers, get across the map without taking too much damage versus anything, Kelazhur is going to be in a world of hurt, is what I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, and he's going for Blink here, and he throws down another gateway, and this is going to be like a 4 or 5, I mean, depending on how many gateways he really wants to go. The Robo goes down, 2 more gateways, Blink, and that's what's going to happen. He's probably going to go ahead and get a Warp Prism out of that, and then be able to warp him, put in the high ground, and do a Blink Stalker all in. And that is a highly effective build if you do not have enough Marauders He's got mines out, but he does not have any marauders. He's got a medevac,
Oh, here we
so
go.
he's going to try to do a mine drop. So while that might hurt, it's not going to stop the initial attack. He'll cripple the economy, but not before the attack actually gets in.
Well, the thing is, Kelazhur just spotted everything. He's seen the extra gates, he's seen the Robo Bay, and from here on out, it's going to decide if he wants to go for those Widow Mine drops, just do as much damage as possible while gearing up at home for that big attack.
Well, he's going to go ahead and go with... He's got one Widow Mine in this medevac, and he knows better, so he's going to leave most of his army here simply to defend. He's going to cleverly position this mine so that it can't be scouted right on the high ground, and then when the blink comes in, that mine's going to take out, or at least hit, a lot of the units that are there. So far, Kelazhur, I think, has responded appropriately to this, though I still don't think he's got the right unit composition. Oh, and the lucky 2 Stalkers warping at this pylon back here and actually deny the medevac's ability to get in with the for the mine drop.
Yeah, and at the same time, Hitman's doing the right thing as well. He's not going in there with just pure Stalker. He's also getting observers to spot those Widow Mines so he doesn't jump up into a trap, so he doesn't die needlessly just warping into the base. So now he is going to move out here, but I mean, it's going to be still a little bit hard for him because the siege tanks are going to be out. That's extra damage. There may be enough in terms of Marauder and Marine, and there are missile turret detection here. So those what are the words? Observer. I was trying to mix observer and Kelazhur.
It's the Oh, and the
boy.
observer actually gets killed because the turret is sitting there. Does that have the range upgrade? No, it does not have the range upgrade yet. But the tank is sitting back here. Basically, there's nowhere for him to actually do this this blink all in. I mean, this entry ramp is basically covered. This map is actually kind of terrible for things like Reapers, and in this case, a blink all in, mainly because of positioning and everything. So the Stalkers are going to move up here. They do kill a Marine that was meant as a scout, and Kelazhur's ready. He's got to repair here. And he'll be able to repair the bunker, although it gets one shot. The tanks actually do get a decent shot off, damaging, looks like about 5 Stalkers, but not being able to kill anything. So he's got a... Oh, that's the medevac. Sorry, I thought that was a warp prism. He throws on his 3rd instead, and Hitman is now in a comfortable position where he likes this position he's in. He doesn't have to quite overcommit, but he does blink in from the back and gets a nice position out of range of the tank.
Not good.
So, no, he's not. Unfortunately, he can't blink out of this. The Marines are going to go ahead and get a good shot. They take out 2 or 3 Stalkers, and so far, if you look at the units lost tab, it's even on number of units, but the resources for Hitman is much, much higher.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is, with that 3rd base, he also had that Robo base, so he can easily transition into the Colossus tech later game stages. He's throwing down more gateways? Yeah.
Yeah, he is throwing down 3 more gateways, so look at you as the prediction goes. I mean, you must be able to read his mind. However, my favorite thing in the world is coming, which is more drops along the northern edge of the map.
Okay, yeah, so these could do a lot of damage here. If he wanted to, he could drop 2 in the main... Oh, no. Well, there are cannons there, so these drops may not be as effective. But, I mean, they still can get maybe 1 or 2 probes before they get taken out. But Hitman
the blink
smartly
there
decides
takes out
to
the
kill that
entire
off.
medevac. Oh my god, totally lost it. He manages to get 2 mines out. One gets a hit but doesn't kill anything. The second one dies instantly, and the medevac with the other 2 just collapses into nothing. It's almost like he knew it was coming.
Yeah, I mean, he does have vision around the observers, and I mean, he has 1 observer with this Kelazhur's army as well. So I mean, Hitman just making sure he sees everything. Kelazhur deciding to go for this Vikingless style here, and instead going for... No, actually, no Widow Mines on the production tab. Excuse me there. So far, it's just pure bio and 1 tank. He's not making anything else other than that, and at this point, he does have his 3rd base, though, so that's going to help him a lot here. My train of thought is off the rails, but yeah, I mean, it's equal on upgrades for the moment, and +2 is on the way for Hitman here. So Kelazhur, kinda, since he wasn't able to do any kind of damage, he wants to do something. Just slow Hitman down so he doesn't get that late game tech of Templar Colossus, which, as a Terran, it's really hard to stop. I think both of us know that feel sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually going to be able to do this. There's 2 Colossus out here. He's got mostly a bio army. I mean, this is unfortunately, if this was mostly a mech army, I would agree that this might work. I mean, like you'd like Thor tank, but there's none of that. The scan goes down. He knows where the 2 Colossus are. The Stalkers now come down. I mean, he could go ahead. Oh, he could stim in and maybe snipe a Colossus, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to do it. There's no Templar here yet, but the Colossus are still going to do damage because there's no Vikings on the field. The split on the army to try to go ahead and mitigate the Colossus does nothing, though.
Yeah, he moved command there trying to get the Colossus, but yeah, he does have to get out of there. The Stalkers do blink under it, get one medevac, so now they are going to retreat. But over here, the mineral line of that third has been gutted. So 19 probes going down. Kelazhur,
nice, wow. I didn't even see that, sorry.
He's like a ninja at this point. And, I mean, that was so smart here. Just slow Hitman down as much as possible. Force probes where he could be making units. He's a little bit behind in terms of upgrades, Kelazhur that is. So he's got to, like he did what he had to do here. Hitman has to respond now almost. And, I mean, he has the army to do so, the upgrades to do so.
Kelazhur's 2-2 just wrapped. I'm sorry, Hitman's 2-2 just finished up. Actually, it's going to finish in 3 seconds here. But unfortunately, +1 armor is just wrapping up. So Hitman's actually got the upgrade advantage here, and that's dangerous because he already has units that destroy bio in the form of the Colossus. With even more bio here, this is just not the way to go. He needs to start pumping out Vikings, and I don't see a single Viking on the map whatsoever. I mean, he only has one starport, which he's making only medevacs from. I mean, he's got the armor upgrade finishing, but it's not going to matter against 3 Colossus with +2 weapons. Yikes, that is just not something you want to walk into, and unfortunately, Kelazhur just doesn't have an option. He's got the Marauder count to deal with it, but the Marauders would almost have to go first. But they're out of position here. I mean, here it comes. I mean, Hitman hears it and decides he's going to go ahead and move in. He blinks forward to try to take it out, but the Colossus are there, and he really needs to just simply pull out. This is an engagement he cannot afford to take. He needs to grab his army and boost out of there.
Yeah, I mean, he did get something with that blink forward. He did kill off a few Stalkers. A drop going towards the main base as well. So, I mean, this Vikingless style, like you said, can be harmful, but I actually kind of like it here. He's focusing on Widow Mines instead, so those Templar, not going to be as big a deal. The recall being forced out because of this drop.
Seriously, like, it's almost like he knew. How did he see? Oh, he flew over a pylon? No, he flew over the Observer. So he did fly over the Observer, which gave him a vision, so he actually recalled home to try to deal with it. There are 3 mines here, but the Observer's gone. So there's no Observer here yet, so when these mines recharge, then they'll be in a good position. The Stalkers catch the medevacs out of position, and little is done to go ahead and deal with that. Another drop is actually coming in from Kelazhur from the north, while the army here is going to go ahead and push towards the third again. It's effectively separating the army. Now, this Zealot Archon army will be able to be handled by this small Bioforce, but still, I don't know. This is like Kelazhur is just trying to buy time simply to get stuff in. He does a drop in the main, while meanwhile he's going to move towards the third. The mines are actually doing a good job of taking out reinforcements, but he just needs to do more. Those 3 mines just simply aren't going to do enough. And here comes the Bio army to the third, effectively splitting Hitman's army. So Kelazhur doing anything he basically can to try to do some damage here.
Well, I mean, he is doing pretty well here. The Zealots do clean up everything in the main. The Widow Mines here, still good for the moment here. Gets something with that army, doesn't really kill off too much. We do see Dark Shrine here. +3/+3 has finished for Hitman, so he has that kind of advantage as well.
Is that a Warp Prism carrying a Colossus? The Colossus doesn't even get lifted off the ground when a Warp Prism holds it.
No, there's 2 Colossus there.
No, there's a Warp Prism holding a Colossus.
Yeah, it's holding a Colossus, and there's another Colossus beneath it. But actually, he's catching this army. The Widowmine drop, really smart move there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the War Prism gets almost sniped there. And, I mean, there's a lot of bio here. The force fields are good, but, oh, man, if those force fields weren't there, he could take this fight. Oh, yeah, those Widow Mines just doing everything right here. And another thing here, it's 114 to 84. While that's quality instead of quantity for Hitman, there's still just maybe a little bit too much here for Kelazhur.
Yeah, I mean, the 4 Colossus that are going to reduce him. He does a good job of the Marauders of trying to get in. He's not able to snipe into the Colossus, but he basically has to A-move into the Stalkers, and the Stalkers clean everything up. Good Colossus micro. Oh, 2 more mines get off some kind of like BM shots. 3 mines. Wow. And then there's yet another mine back here that is still unexploded. So there are 7 mines out here in this area. There's another one going off. Holy cow. Wow, the mines here are doing a good job. There is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There were 10 mines in this area that just whittled this down. Who needs ghosts when you've got Widow Mines?
They are definitely the saviors of this game, almost, the Observer, coming in to clean it up, but we do have that big Doom Drop going for the main base. The Mothership Core is with this army, so he can recall, but it's going to be so dangerous to do so here, and it looks like he may just want to... That is a lot of medevacs, holy cow.
Yeah. And he drops, he does a nice moving drop, backward, forward, prevents the... Colossus from pulling back. The Zealots actually clean up a good deal of this. The mines go down, take out a few more, and the nice spread of units out here actually saves this. But there's actually Dark Templar out here now.
Oh boy, but here comes a big engagement in front of Kelazhur.
All kinds of hell.
Yeah, Kelazhur not wanting to engage this in front of his base just yet. If he can rally out some units at his third base, he will be able to hold this because of the surround.
Look at this. There's so much going on. There's an attack on the natural. There's Dark Templar in the main.
Oh, this game is just going insane right now.
This is all over the place. I mean, like, I've seen some interesting games, but this one is just kind of like, well, I don't know what to do. Just make Dark Templar and wipe out a base that's not mining. And all of a sudden, more units move into the third of Kelazhur. Meanwhile, a few, is this one Marauder? Seriously, there was one Marauder with 3 medevacs in the main, doing what he can to protect himself from the 3 Dark Templar guarding it. He does go ahead and scan and does see the Dark Templar, but these Marauders are not going to be able to kill it all. He's going to need another scan, basically, to take out the last Dark Templar. The small army of Hitman now is... where is it? It's being taken out in the middle of the map by Kelazhur's now... What is this? Medevacless army with workers supporting it? This is so potatoes. I can't even begin to give the feels for this.
Yeah, big warp in the main for Hitman here. He's killing off the supply depots, killing off the engineering bay, the Dark Templars are killing off everything else. This Marauder over here is just killing off everything. He's going full Rambo.
He's got 4 kills and nothing can get to him because he's actually got himself walled in there.
Okay, so Kelazhur is supply blocked now. If he wants more army, he's not going to be able to get it for now. So he's going for the third base, and I mean, it's going to be really hard here. He really wants to. He really needs scans or
he really needs
mules.
to get out. He needs to pull this army back and go back to his planetary fortress and basically save himself for the time being. I mean, I know he's trying to micro against these Archons, but these Archons are just destroying life for him. The DT, since he doesn't have any detection and he's using what few scans he has, these medevacs are also so low on health. They do manage to get a Colossus for their efforts, so he throws a scan out to make sure there's no DTs they're chipping away. But you know what? A Colossus doesn't need DTs; it just melts stuff.
This Marauder just killed off 2 gateways by himself.
No, and like 4 pylons. I don't know if you knew that. Like he had like a ton of by himself. He was like a one-man like old school Wings of the Liberty Reaper. And finally, the DTs are wiped out of the main. The main is effectively gutted. There's very little left there except for the a few production buildings. And Kelazhur is finally, like, after that ridiculous battle, has to go back. But Hitman still has a superior income. If you look at this, he's edging him out just slightly. He's got a massive amount of gas. He has 56 harvesters. So despite all the awkwardness of this game, Hitman is still in a stronger position than Kelazhur.
Yeah, but at the same time, Kelazhur didn't take enough damage there to be out of this. I think he may have enough here just because, I mean, Hitman doesn't really have the army here. The Widow Mines zone out the Zealots effectively.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you can't engage into this as Hitman without taking significant losses here.
Yeah. And he only has one does he only have one Robo? He only has one Robo, so he's only chrono boosting out like 1 Observer or Colossus at a time.
Yeah, we do see 1 lone Viking coming out for Kelazhur, but at this point in the game, why not just stick with Marine, Medevac, Mine,
I think what it is, he's getting tired. I think what it is, he wants to use the Viking to take out Observers.
Yeah, that may be it here, but a big engagement coming down here. Will there be enough for Hitman to hold? It's looking like he may.
This is
but
tough. I don't think he can
are
even hold this. I think it's really tough. Reinforcements, even if they're a small kind, come in from the left side. And I think Hitman's actually broken at this point. I don't think he can hold this. And that is GG.
And Kelazhur moves on to the next round.